Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun looking puzzle in front of us. There's a lot going on in this thing too. So it's going to be interesting. Now it's called False Arrows by fredchen. I don't think I've ever done a puzzle by fredchen, so cool. But the false arrows thing kind of intrigues me. I haven't read through the rules, but I would just have to assume that this means that instead of the normal arrows that these guys cannot add up to this, but we'll find that out in a second here. So let's just dive into our rules and see what is going on. So with that said, we have standard Sudoku rules. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. We've got standard anti-knight. So digits on knight's move in chess away can't be the same. So the one here, let's say, if we look at it, so a knight's move is like an L shape, if you don't know anything about chess. So none of these digits here would be able to be a 1 because they are a knight's move away from the 1. Then we've got standard palindrome, just a little typo, no big deal. Standard palindrome must read the same in both directions. So these gray lines are all going to be palindromes. So whatever this is, this one will be, whatever this one is, this one will be, and whatever this one is, this one will be, because they have to read the same forwards and backwards. Then we've got black Kropki dots. So digits separated by a black dot are in a 1-to-2 ratio. So we have a couple of groups of those. So these two digits are going to be in a 1-to-2, 2-to-1 ratio, however you prefer to think of it. Or one of them is going to be double the other. And then white or wide Kropki dots, just white Kropki dots, digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. They may not be an English first speaker, so typos are no big deal. Whatever. We know what what's being said here. So anyway, white dots, these are consecutive digits. So 2, 3, 4, 5, something along those lines. And then we have the false arrows. So the digits along an arrow cannot sum to the digit in the bulb. Okay, so it is what I thought it is. So if we were to say this was a 4, let's say, this would be a 5 value. Therefore, this could never be a 5, because if it was, we'd be breaking the false arrow rule. So we'll have to remember that. And then there's for clarification, the arrow in row 3, column 4, there's no arrow there. Row 3, maybe it's supposed to be column 3, row 4. That would make more sense. And goes to, well, it's going to go to this one. So just clarifying that this is one arrow, so it doesn't end here, it continues here because it goes underneath the palindrome. So there we go. Those are our rules. So I really do like the concept of the false arrows. I don't know that we probably have done one, I guess, in the past at some point. I just can't remember because of all the puzzles we've done at this point. But and anti-knight, we haven't done that in quite a long time. It used to be a very popular rule set, and I haven't seen it in some time. So that's kind of fun to take a look at that one again. So anyway, all that said, link is in the description below to the puzzle if you want to try it out. Before we start, I'll do a little self-promotion. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Particularly in subscribing, we want to get these numbers up as much as possible so that YouTube likes me more and will put my videos out into the public more, and we can build the channel up and get bigger and bigger. So anyway, with that said, again, link is in the description below. Let's get started on this thing, see if we can figure it out. So the first place to start, I think, is going to be on these black Kropki sets, because they are 3 digits in sequence, I guess we can say, and they're contained within a region, so there's no possibility of repetition. So we know, obviously, we can't do 5, 7s, and 9s, and we can't do the 3, 6, because if we did a 3, 6, you'd have to repeat one of those. So this is from the 1, 2, 4, 8 grouping, and the middle digit will never be the extreme digit, so it will be a 2 or a 4. Now that 2, 4 actually looks at this guy, so we can get, okay, and the 8 actually does look at it as well. So this is a 1, so therefore this is a 2 and a 4. Good. This can't be a 1 or a 4, so let's get rid of those. And What else? This 2 here says this is a 3 because it has to be consecutive. It can't have a 1 next to it. And we actually have the palindrome, so let's put those in 3, 2, 4. The 2 here sees the 8, or the 2-8 pair, excuse me, so it means it is an 8. This is an 8, this is a 4, and a 2. Now we have this palindrome. We could put in 2, 4, 8. Good. Now, I don't see anything supremely obvious from that point, so let's take a quick look at Sudoku, because it looks like we have a lot looking into this middle section. So maybe we can determine some digits. Okay, well, we can do ones because of the anti-knight. I'm surprised I didn't forget that one already. I tend to do that with the anti-knights for some reason. The only place a 1 can go is here. We could have done it by normal Sudoku. I wasn't paying attention to this one down here, but it's more fun to use the anti-knight. Let's continue along. One of these must be a 1. Not getting much. I mean, we're getting like this little corner digit thing going on with 1s. I guess I'll put it in because none of these can be 1s and none of these can be 1s, but it doesn't really do too much for us at the moment. Let's go to the 2s because those are the ones that start looking into this region. Yeah, this is a 2. And we'll just kind of go down this row for a while and see what comes of it. Well, the 2s are being pushed out into the corners, it looks like. Something like that. What about the 3s? Again, looking into the middle section, this is a 3. I think we're going to get a good deal of this middle once we go through all the options. Well, okay, 3's up here. I didn't see that. This is a knight's move, so it can't be. So this is a 3. That's on a palindrome, so this is a 3. Good. What else can we continue to say? One of these must be a 3. Do we have anything else? Not really. One of these has to be a 3. Okay, let's jump to 4s then. Because again, back to the middle, this is a 4. And we are starting to pick up some negative constraints, but we can't really do too much with them just yet. Because we have multiple options that these can be. We are removing one option at the moment, but we're not really killing it on that thing yet. So let's continue with our Sudoku and see if anything comes of it. Not really. The 4s, again, are being pushed into the corners. So a lot of things are being pushed into the corners. 8s should finalize this middle section, at least for the digits that we have. And it does. 8 goes down here because of the anti-knight. This is an 8. None of these are 8, so one of these is. And one of these is. Oh, here we go. I just talked about the negative constraint not helping us yet, but here it goes. These 3 digits can't add to whatever this is, so this adds to 8, so this isn't 8, therefore this is 8, and this is 8. And that 8 actually tells us this is a 3. Good. Now, can we use that 3 for anything more? One of these is a 3, so we get an X-wing left over on our 3s. Okay. What else can we now say? Because we've put most of what we can do, I think, from our 1, 2, 3, 4s, and 8s. We're kind of pushing ourselves into the middle here of the what's left over, which are the 5s, 6s, 7s, and 9s. Now we know this can't be a 6. Now I wonder if we're going to start populating these arrows with those 5s, 6s, 7s, and 9s and start to see what can and can't occur in them. Like this one couldn't be a 5 either, because we have the 2, 3 here. Now if we could figure out a little bit more on these 1s, maybe where they go, we might be able to start reducing some of these as well. Let's take another gander at the 1s, just in case something opened up here. I don't think it did, but it wouldn't hurt to look, right? Well, neither of these can be. Okay, we actually did. Let's think about the one in here. This guy sees both of these. So we put a 1 into this grouping, which goes with this grouping to create an X-wing. So therefore, this is not a 1. This is. Don't know that it did a whole lot more, but it was helpful to a point. Are any of these ones... No, I was going to see if any of these would see all of these, but they don't. Because these could both be 1s. This could be a 1 with one of these. This could be a 1 with this one kind of situation. And I don't think we had anything down here either. Yeah, because none of these see all of this 1. Okay. So what else do we have here that we can look at? Now, this palindrome is kind of interesting. And we might want to start looking at it and thinking about coloring a little bit. Because we're going to know these are the same digit. So we should be able to start pushing that digit into... Yeah, we can. Okay, let's think about this first here. We know these digits cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 8. So they are from this 5, 6, 7, 9 grouping. Now, if we take these two yellows, push them in here, well, we know these aren't just because of the base Sudoku, but we know these aren't because yellow cannot be 3 or 8. So this is yellow. Now, if that's yellow, one of these is yellow, which pushes yellow down into one of these. Is this helping me any? Okay, so this yellow looks into here. Well, I guess we didn't even really need that, but one of these, excuse me, is yellow. Oh, actually, this one can't be because of the knight's move. So one of these two is yellow. Now that gives us an X-wing on yellows, so none of these can be yellow. And then again, the knight's move sees this one, so this one is yellow. This seems to be going somewhere. I like that. One of these is yellow. One of these two is yellow because of this grouping. Now, no, it doesn't look like any of these guys really see anything because we can't rule this guy out because it sees this one and this one, but that leaves these two open, so it doesn't break anything. So how do we then continue this process? By placing the one or the yellows, did we do anything to locations of any digits? I don't think we have. Four maybe? Because we've now put the 1 here, so this can't be a 4. Let's think about those. Yes. Well, not entirely yes, but a portion of a yes. This can't be a 4 because it can't be yellow. So one of these is a 4, which means none of these are 4. So one of these is a 4. Is there anything else that was looking? Yeah, the 2 looks into this region as well. Again, none of these can be 2s. So therefore, this is a 2-4 pair. Good. Now, none of these can be 2s, so this is a 2-4 pair. Good, good, good. What else can we say? Have we finished any of these? The 8s are done. I'd really like to be able to finish all of these digits that we have givens of. Let's see if we can do that. I'm I'm not seeing it though. But let's get through them all, just in case. We already said we had a 3x wing. 4s, we kind of know a few things about. One of these is a 4, one of these is a 4. That's not really that helpful, is it? And we said the 8 was already done, so we've got to figure something else out now. Got to be able to get to these yellow groupings. Oh, duh. The 1-3 pair says it's not a 4. Hello, Mr. Blind. These are a 2-4 pair. This 1-3 says the same thing. This is 2, then 4. Yep, I'm just missing the obvious stuff. Surprise, surprise. So now that we have more 2s and 4s, let's see how that pans out. This becomes a 2-3 pair. So the 1 is pushed now into one of these guys. It's not necessarily anything incredible, but we also have the same situation occur here. This is a 2-3 pair. Okay. These can't be yellow because they're a 2-3 pair. We know yellow is 5, 6, 7, or 9. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. You're not yellow anymore. So we get an X-wing of yellows here. Don't know that we can use that too much, but let's continue and look at the 4s because we had more of those. 4s are helpful. This is actually a given 4. And we get a given 4 here. Is that all our 4s? It is. Good. 4s are done. So what do we have left? We've got those 1s that maybe we can do more with. We can, because now we've put the 2s and 3s in here. It's removed options of 1s. So this one and this one see into here. So one of these is a 1, which means this one isn't, and this is. That removes this from being a 1. One of these is a 1. Guess we can't. Oh, this can't be a 1. It's yellow. Duh. There we go. This is a 1, which then sees both of these, which means this is a 1. That 1 sees over here. This is 1, and that's going to resolve the yellows up here. So those are all yellow now. This is a 1-1 pair, so this cannot be a 2. So it's 3 and 2, which is going to give us our 2s and 3s. Are we done with 2s and 3s now? Get the old doot. 1s are done. 2s are done. 3s are done. 4s are done. 8s are done. Good. We got all of that. Good. Now we're going to have to figure out this whole 5, 6, 7, 9 dilemma. How are we going to do that? It would be nice if we could... we don't need to figure out necessarily what these are. I just had a thought. One of these has to be yellow. And they are both 5s, or cannot be 5s, because their digits add up to 5. Because either this is the yellow grouping, or this is the yellow grouping. So yellow can never be 5. This can't be 5. So yellow... Oh, here we go. These can also be 6. So yellow is from 7 or 9. Let's put those in. Now, how the heck do we determine which one it is, 7 or 9? Because we have bits and pieces that are still left, but we don't have the information to necessarily say what's what. Because like, if we find out this is a 5, then we could put the 7 here. Or if we find out this is a 6, we could put the 9 here. But we don't quite have that information yet. This can't be a 5, so one of these two is. Does that do a darn thing? Not that I see. I mean, we know that can't be a 5. That can't be a 5. There's no X-wings going on there that I can see, and there's no space that we could look at to say an X-wing removes all, or I mean not X-wing, but a knight's move removes all possible options. Again, not that I can see. Let's just take a slightly longer look at the 5 situation here to see if anything wants to come to the forefront. And the answer appears to be no. I don't see anything. No, I thought I did, but this guy's still here. So I don't see any X-wings or anything like that going on here that we can use at the moment. The pup's waking up. Try to be quiet. She could sleep through a train wreck. Anyway, what can we do? So, well, do we want to introduce another color? Is my next thought. Because we know there's going to be a correlation with the 7-9. So either the yellow is 7 or 9. Well, the other digit is going to be another color. So maybe there's some way we can correlate that and start thinking about, you know, somewhere there's going to be a digit that if we put something in there, it forces it into another position. This one would work because it sees both of these. Let's go down that road, see if that works. Because that pushes blue, which means this is blue. Because again, blue is from the 5, 6, 7, 9 grouping, so it can't be any of these givens that we already have, and it's not yellow. One of these two must be blue. One of these two must be blue. That creates an X-wing on blues, which means this is blue, because this one can't be blue either. Okay. None of these are blue. One of these could be blue. I guess I'll put that in. One of these is blue. This one actually sees this one, so one of these two is blue. Therefore, we have an X-wing on blues. This is not blue, so this one is. What does that do for us, though? I don't quite know. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. None of these see any of these. That's a problem. I might have picked the wrong cell to look at. What about you? I'm gonna introduce another color here. You're purple. It sees all of this. And again, purple is not yellow or blue, so we can put purple here. None of these are, okay. None of these are purple, and we know purple isn't blue, so this is a yellow purple. Did that do anything for us? This is a purple blue, because this can't be purple. One of these is purple. We're going to have to find something here eventually, because there doesn't seem to be enough information otherwise to do something like this. this can't be purple because it would see both of these. This can't be purple, or this can't be, oh, yeah, this can't be purple because it sees every single one of these three that are left over. It sees this one by Sudoku, this one by Knight's Move, and this one by Knight's Move. So one of these two is purple, which means this one isn't. And if we know this one isn't purple, it is yellow. Good. So we know this is a 7 or a 9. If this is yellow, it says this is yellow. Okay, good. Okay, I still have the flashes going on here. That's good. So we're getting some information here. We finalized our yellows at least. Now we're trying to figure out if we can finalize one of these other colors and see how something correlates to something else. So we know, okay, we know this is purple because we have one of these two and this one. So this is purple. That's going to set off our blue-purple. So this is blue, this is purple. That blue now says this is not blue, so this is. Therefore, this is not blue. We can't say it is purple, but this one is blue. Therefore, this is not blue, this is blue. Now, the only problem with this purple is oh wait, this purple here says this isn't purple, this one is. Where didn't we put a purple? In here and here. So let's do that. This one sees this, so this is purple. Therefore, none of these are purple. This is purple. This is not purple. Good. Now we know all of our purples, yellows, and blues. What the heck does that do for us is the question. Let's put in digits and start reducing. If we can. 5, 6, 7, or 9 is purple. Do we have anything? 5 is not purple because of our negative constraint. Sorry. We can get rid of 5 as purple, which is beautiful. This can't be 5. Therefore, this is 5, which means blue is 5. And we're going to tell us what yellow is, but let's put in our blues as 5s. Now, this is adding to 9. Yellow has to be 7. Perfect. These are 7s. Now, purple could still be 6 or 9. Do we have anything? This is 6 or 9. There has to be something in here that says this is not 5. Okay, this can't be 6 or 7, so this is 9. There we go. Then that puts purple as 6. And therefore, the remaining free digits are going to have to be all 9s, and this one too. There we go. Solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. I was a little worried about the coloring not working here, but I just couldn't see any other way that this might come out to work. So, fun puzzle, really fun puzzle. Kind of interesting at the end, we had to kind of go into that coloring exercise, but we've had that happen before, where we've had, it looks like you're stuck, but then you can start to determine which digits or what set of digits or something like that can go in certain positions because of some repetition that can be determined. And then at the end of the day, when you get the groupings here, those will reduce what could be what. So anyway, really good puzzle. I really enjoyed that one. Link isn't link. Well, what am I saying? I've already said that at the beginning of the thing. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll say it again. And hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.